Welcome to this Ready to Craft. In this video, I will show you how to create an adorable embroidery bouquet using Readi-Board. To begin, I'm going to unroll my piece of fabric remnant. This will help me determine how large I can make my foam board piece. Keep in mind that you will need enough fabric to wrap around all the edges. The larger you make your project, the more thread and beads you will use, so plan accordingly. I'll also iron my fabric once my foam board is cut out. I purchased the thinnest batting I could find. I've already applied a layer of spray adhesive to my foam board piece, and I've laid out the batting. Press the adhesive into the batting, then remove the excess. I've applied more spray adhesive to the batting off camera. Now I'll press the batting onto my fabric. Remember to leave excess on the edges to wrap around. With my white glue and stapler ready, I'm going to wrap and adhere all the edges. Fold the corners however you prefer. I couldn't find fabric with a pattern that I liked, so I've created a stamp to make my own pattern. I'm not showing how I made the stamp in this video, but I will put a link in the description to the video where I do explain the process. I'm using diluted acrylic paint to apply my pattern. Let that dry before continuing. I'm using two different shades of green embroidery thread. I've wound them on some pieces of foam board to keep them from getting tangled. Get a long length of thread. I'm going to push the needle through the center of my thread and pull. This will help keep the thread from pulling free while I work. I'm going to use a T-pin to mark where I'd like the stalks of my flowers to meet. Don't forget to knot the end. Then create your stems. I made some in both colors of thread. Now I'm going to use a small amount of thread to tie the stalks together. I'm leaving some of the tail on. Getting a little more thread, I'm going to create a few more loose pieces to accent this bottom area. Moving on, I'm going to create a leaf. Coming from the back, I'm bringing my thread through the center of a stalk. And again, I'm trying to push the needle through the center of the thread. Move out a little ways to create a small line. Then back through the point where the leaf meets the stalk to make the other side. Using my T-pin, I'm going to create a hole through the board where my thread will need to go next. I want to reposition this thread slightly, so I'm going to use a few leaves to do so. Make a guide hold with your T-pin to begin. I'm going to make a loop and push the pin very close to the spot where it first came up through the stalk. Make a guide hold and pull the thread through on the inside of the loop. Then push it back through just outside of your loop. This will give you cute little leaf shapes. simple way to add foliage is to create X shapes along one of the stalks. Keep using the T-pin to create guide holes through your foam board. I'm going to begin adding beads. I've already made 2 small stitches here. Position the bead where you will want it to be. To keep it in place, I need to come back up through the thread and then through the bead again and down through my first hole. This is how the bead sits using this technique. I'm not showing every technique I use to fill out the bouquet. There are lots of resources online, or experiment and create your own. Now with the smaller beads attached, I'm going to add my larger buttons. If you prefer, you could add the larger items first and then the smaller beads. I spent a lot of time trying different combinations of buttons and positioning. For this style of button, I'm going to loop my thread twice. a few beads that were too small to use with my embroidery thread, so I'm going to use a regular sewing needle and thread. I'm being careful not to pull this thread too tight because it could cut through my foam board. After my buttons have been applied, I went back and added some additional thread details. You could find a little bow-shaped button for the meeting point of the stalks, or you can use a bit of ribbon. Take your time to tie the bow attractively. You could glue on some ribbons to create a hanging point. Because the project is so lightweight, I'm simply going to use some double-sided tape to place it on the wall. If you try this craft out, we'd love to see it. Our social media links can be found in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there's a foam board craft that you would like to see a ready to craft of, let us know in the comments.